All right, so today I want to share with you about seduction. Seduction and the game of 10. Anyone interested?
Yeah.
So seduction and the game of 10. It turns out that men seduce from their feminine energy. Who knew? And they start at level 10. Have you ever met a guy and he's like on you? He's ready to go. He's at level 10 from the moment he sees you on the first date. And then even on the second date, he's still at level 10. He's like, hey, come on, let's go. Third date, level 10. He's always at level 10. But the problem when a man starts at level 10 is he has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to build. So he ends up starting at 10, but he always ends up at 0. I just don't see him anymore. Off he goes. Because people can't live at level 10. They can start there, but they can't stay there. Now, women seduce from their masculine energy. Check this out. I go to a wedding, to a reception. It's late at night, and there's some young women there. And it's a wedding, for one thing. And for two, they've been drinking. When women drink, it puts them into the masculine energy. So here comes this young woman heading towards me. She's walking towards me, and she's looking me in the eye, and she has this predatory, masculine energy look, and she is ready to go. And she's at level 10. The problem is, in the morning, it's going to be level 0. Because you can't live at 10 and you don't build anything from 10. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, where do you start? Level 5. Start at 5. A woman who's grounded in her feminine energy will start at level 5. Because she builds relationships. She's grounded in her feminine, and she has a lot of relationships. She has a lot of friends, she has a lot of family. She starts at 5 when she meets the guy. If she likes him, if they keep agreements, if they communicate with each other, it builds maybe to 6, maybe to 7. If she gets pissed off by the guy, maybe he's down at 4 or 3. But she stays within a relatively narrow range. Same thing with a guy. A guy who's grounded in his masculine energy will start at level 5. Now, how can he start at level 5? He starts at level 5 because he's doing something in the world. He has some kind of purpose, some kind of structure, some kind of goal. And his only goal in life is not to do you. That's people who are at level 10 in their feminine energy. He's at level 5. And sometimes when I talk to women, they go, you know, I met this guy, but he always talks about himself. I say, okay, well, you don't want to be with a narcissist, but you do want a guy who actually is talking about doing something in the world and not just talking about doing you. And that's a big difference in men. Now, there are 3 things that a man does when he's grounded in masculine energy and he wants to be with you. Do you want to know what they are? Absolutely. Me too. Trying to figure it out for years. Okay, here's the first thing. The first thing that he does is he gives to you materially. He gives you, takes you to dinner. He gives you presents. And he gives you his time and his energy. He gives you his ideas, his thoughts, his suggestions. And he pays attention to what you need. He looks at your car. Make sure it works. Checks your tires, make sure they're not bald. See if you're missing a hubcap. He checks to see if you need a ride. You need a ride somewhere? Do you need some help moving your furniture? He pays attention to what you need and he gives to you materially. He's paying attention. Second thing, he protects you physically. Again, he pays attention to where you are in physical space. When you're walking down the street, he walks to the outside, near the street. He opens the car door for you. He's checking out what's going on. He opens the door for you. If it's late at night, he walks you out to your car. And then when you're in the car and you drive home, it's late at night, he asks you to call him when you get home. Because he cares where you are in physical space. He wants to know where you are in physical space. He doesn't date you one night and then doesn't care where you are for weeks. He wants to know where you are in physical space. Third thing, he cares about your feelings. He cares about how you feel. And he checks in with how you feel. He puts a barometer on your feelings. And he checks in with you. Do you like this? Do you like where I'm taking you? Do you like the food? Do you like the places we're going to? He even checks in on the temperature of your body. Are you hot? Are you cold? He's paying attention to how you feel, because if a woman doesn't feel good, nobody feels good. And he knows that, so he puts the barometer on and he checks in on how you feel. Those are the 3 things he does. 1, he gives material. 2, he protects you physically. He's paying attention to where you are. And 3, he cares about your feelings. Checks in with you. Here's the game of 10. People who start at level 10 and start with seduction, they can't stay there, so they end up at 0. It may last a month, they may last 2 months, they may last 3 months, but eventually they end up at 0. People who are grounded either in their feminine or masculine energy, they start at 5. And it turns out that 2 5s make a 10. If you want to build a relationship, find another 5, put them together, and build a 10. And that's the game of 10. So try it out and let me know how it goes.